What is up, DTube? Today I want to talk a little bit about use some thoughts I had about HEX, and I just want to share this idea why I think that HEX would fit maybe even better in a blue theme or a blue gradient, and I kind of like it also the way it is right now. Um, how it is at the moment. You have this. Let's see if I can just bring it up and look at it on the screen. At the moment, we have this, which I also like, but I want to share this idea here about the blue gradient theme kind of design. So at the moment, there you have this cool color scheme that goes from yellow to in the middle kind of orange, and then up at the top it's kind of pink. And I love this. I love this kind of style as well. But I have been considering a little bit duality in the universe, and how everything tries to be like super warm and like hot in color at the moment. For example, if you take Instagram, it has a very similar kind of warm design feel to it as the hex gradient, and it's almost like everyone tries to be hot and like use those warm colors. But if you actually consider it in terms of duality, blue is actually probably the most ideal to balance things up. So why is blue kind of ideal to kind of to balance up duality in a way? It's because everyone tries to do everything super warm and hot right now, and if you really consider blue, um, so the sky is blue, for example, very calming to look at the sky. You have water, which is also blue, very calm to kind of look at it. And yeah, I mean, it's like I did some kind of first looks at yeah, if you take for example, you have so many interesting things with blue. For example, if you have the word or let's say frozen, so blue fits well with kind of white also, which kind of brings us to the three. So water, it can be frozen, it can be liquid, and it can be, I guess, gas. Um, and it's very interesting with water and frozen how that also fits in very nicely with blue. So if you take the word ice, for example, ice, so let's take, for example, frozen ice. In the word ice, you also have, first you have water ice, and then you also have how ice actually is ice. Um, yeah, I think that's kind of interesting how like, so I talked a little bit about it in the past, how words are basically spells, and how many words are, the tone is actually, you can hear the, so if you have water ice and then you have ice inside of it, and you consider blue ice, for example, there's a lot of interesting things with blue, with the color blue, which is why I think that hex would fit amazingly if it had actually a blue theme to it. I just wanted to share that idea because it's really interesting how many things kind of match up with blue. So yeah, I mean, and if you look at, if you take the other things that seems to be working well with kind of blue, if you take the number three, in three you actually have, it sounds almost like free. And if you take 8, which is kind of like infinity, if you do kind of like this, it kind of stands for infinity. And I think a blue 8 kind of fits well also with 8 and 3 seems to be, at least the way I'm looking at it, it seems to be fitting well, fit in well with kind of blue for some reason. And I'm not sure how numbers and colors are kind of connected. There may not be any connection at all, but it's very interesting with number 8, how it kind of stands for infinity, how you have this like ongoing loop. And I was kind of considering with hex how hex kind of is like limitless in a way that it can kind of it will always like have this share rate that keeps on changing, and how it will be able to pay, it will always be able to pay itself what it owes because it created itself. So you also have interesting things with ice, how ice with cubes, frozen ice cubes, if you take that kind of concept, how hex is actually not a cube, but you can so hex is I think it's a hexagon. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sides, and if you like draw a line kind of in the middle or something like that, it kind of looks like a cube. So you have ice cubes. Kind of interesting how you have that. How, yeah, ice cubes. For some reason, it is it's a thing. Yeah. So I just wanted to share that idea a little bit. Yeah, it just looks really good. Like hex gradient, and hex gradient, or a pattern overlay on the hex kind of logo. I tried a couple of ones. One with a gradient overlay with the sky at the top and some clouds, and at the bottom you had like ice cubes, like frozen ice. It just looks so good. And I think the main reason why blue is working so well is because it's a very calm color. You feel very, very calm looking at the color blue. For some reason you feel very cool. uh, and that's also a funny thing that we have in our language, how we're using the word cool for, like, it's cool, man, like it's very cool. um, I wrote, for example, getting hex below like 25 cents, it's very cool. It's yeah, it's very cool because you're kind of, it's cool, man, like you're so early into hex. um yeah, and yeah, blue, I just wanted to share that idea that if hex was like, had like a blue theme, I actually think it would work better than what it currently has. But I want to say that I love also like the current design. um it's duality, right? Like you can have like either ice and very cool and very, very blue, white, yeah, black also works very well with blue for some reason. Or you can have, now with the current hex logo, it's a little bit warmer, it's a little bit more, it has kind of warmer colors, and that can also work pretty great. For example, if you take the Bitcoin logo, it's not as warm in colors as the hex logo, because it's yellow. But yeah, it's kind of like the sun, right? The Bitcoin logo is kind of like the sun. And if I can remember, what is Ethereum using, can be kind of cool to see. So Ethereum actually is using a colder color, I think. It's almost like grayish. So yeah, gray is also a very, very interesting color. So yeah, I would say that Ethereum is kind of like dark gray or something like that, but it's a little bit more cool, I guess, but not as cool as blue color would be. Yeah, just quickly a video talking a little bit. Maybe it doesn't make any sense, but the base idea that I wanted to share is, I really think that the hex would probably do better with like a bluish kind of gradient, and it would be kind of nice. But yeah, I just wanted to share that idea a little bit quick. Have a great day, DTU.